When entering the NFL, one of the greatest hopes for a young rookie is winning the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. Oftentimes, there are multiple studs in any given draft, but only one can win the award. Today, I want to go back in time an entire decade to the last 10 draft classes and talk about the runner-up for Offensive Rookie of the Year. If you enjoy, be sure to like and subscribe, and let's get straight into it. Starting off, we have last year, 2024. The winner this year was Commanders quarterback Jayden Daniels, who had one of the greatest rookie seasons that we had ever seen. He had 3,568 yards passing while almost adding another 900 on the ground, something extremely rare for a quarterback, nonetheless a rookie. He had also led what was supposed to be a horrible team to the playoffs. He had 31 total touchdowns, and only 9 turnovers. This overshadowed a record-breaking season by tight end Brock Bowers, who was the runner-up. As a tight end, Bowers accumulated 1,207 yards and 5 touchdowns, a feat that only the best tight ends in history ever achieved. That ranked him 8th in NFL receiving yards and the best among tight ends. He did this with possibly the worst offense in the league, where the game plan was essentially to just give Brock Bowers the ball. He didn't just do good, he broke the rookie record for the most receptions by any rookie ever, and also broke the record for most receiving yards by a rookie tight end ever, a record that had stood since 1961. Many people thought that he should win the award, and many of those people say that this quarterback bias made him lose, something that is extremely common with the next year right before it. In 2023, CJ Stroud was picked with the 2nd overall pick in the draft, a pick that was criticized heavily due to his Wonderlink score, something that essentially tested his intelligence in football. Those critics quickly got shut up as Stroud put up 4,275 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 6 turnovers in only 15 games. People were calling it the best rookie season ever, and Stroud was already in the top 10 quarterback talks after only one season. Meanwhile, a 5th-round pick over in Los Angeles took the nation by storm as he shattered any expectations that anybody ever had for him. He acquired 1,575 yards and 6 touchdowns, ranking himself 4th in total receiving yards in the NFL that year. That would also break the record for both yards and catches from a rookie, one of which stood for over 60 years. Nakua found a groove with veterans Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp and fit perfectly into the McVay system, and many people say this is yet another example of quarterback bias, something that can't quite be said for the next year. In 2022, Garrett Wilson won Offensive Rookie of the Year after getting 1,107 yards and 4 touchdowns. He managed to do this behind 3 quarterbacks who each had 1,000 yards, and none of which had more than 2,000 yards. The runner-up for this award was Seahawks running back Kenneth Walker III. This was during the Geno Smith breakout year, where Walker tallied up 1,215 total yards and 9 touchdowns. Walker averaged 4.6 yards every time he touched the ball, and his explosive potential brought something that defenses feared. He was 12th in rushing yards, 10th in rushing touchdowns, and 2nd in 20-plus rushing yard plays. Having 2 breakout players on the offense helped both of them perform and brought them to the playoffs. This was the closest race yet, and it was widely debated until the award was finally given out, with people still wondering who was the second before they revealed it. In a last close race that happened in 2021, current superstar Jamar Chase had an outstanding rookie year with his fellow LSU teammate at quarterback, where Chase would get the ball 88 times, where he took it 1,476 yards and got 13 touchdowns. He would be 4th in receiving yards and 3rd in receiving touchdowns, and the team exploded and went from being the 4th seed to going to the Super Bowl, where they would sadly lose to the Rams. Behind Chase's explosion was someone who hadn't panned out as well in the future. That man is Mac Jones, quarterback for the Patriots. In his rookie year, he was trying to replace Tom Brady, the GOAT, meaning that he would be fighting an uphill battle. He had 3,930 yards, 22 touchdowns, and 14 turnovers, despite not having a receiver or running back who tallied 1,000 yards either way from scrimmage. He was 13th in passing yards, 14th in touchdowns, and the 9th in interceptions. His season looked good and even led his team to the playoffs. As we all know now, Jones didn't turn out as well and hasn't spent a year with the same team since 2022, the year before the Patriots offloaded Jones after horrible production. He had sky-high expectations but couldn't quite touch the stars, where he now stirs as a top-tier backup currently producing on San Francisco. That's the opposite of 2020, where the top 2 players in Offensive Rookie of the Year voting are both franchise players. The man who won this award was Justin Herbert by a landslide, where he had one of the best rookie seasons we've frankly ever seen. He tallied 4,570 total yards, 36 touchdowns, and only 10 turnovers. He was 6th in passing yards, 10th in touchdowns, and 13th in interceptions. On the other hand, another LSU receiver had a ridiculous rookie year with Justin Jefferson, the best wide receiver in the NFL right now, according to my personal opinion. Jefferson tallied 1,402 yards and 7 touchdowns. He was 4th in yards and 22nd in touchdowns across the NFL. This was right after the Kirk Cousins and Dalvin Cook breakout years, where both of them followed with even better years than the previous. Jefferson and Chase were teammates on one of the best college football teams of all time. They both broke out with insane rookie seasons where they would not slow down at all after, especially Jefferson, despite bad quarterback play. 2019 was the debut of one of the greatest high school athletes and college athletes we've ever seen, Kyler Murray. Murray was a first-round draft pick in both the MLB and NFL, where he was the first overall pick in the NFL, where he obviously stayed. Murray had a good rookie year with 4,266 yards and 24 touchdowns opposed to 14 turnovers. He was 15th in passing yards, 21st in passing touchdowns, and 11th in interceptions. Now that sounds really bad for a Rookie of the Year season, but it's because the best of those stats came with his legs, something he is well known for. Behind him was a more dominant player in one part of his game with Josh Jacobs, running back for the Raiders. In his rookie year, Jacobs had 1,316 yards and 7 touchdowns with only 1 fumble. He was 8th in rushing yards and 14th in touchdowns. I personally think that this was one of the races that could have been flipped and that quarterback bias might have been a factor here, especially with Murray only getting 5 wins in his rookie debut season, in which many quarterbacks are ranked on based on how many wins they can bring their team to, something that Murray really lacked in. A less close race happened in 2018, where Saquon Barkley won the award after an insane rookie season. The Giants' second overall pick gained 2,028 total yards, 15 total touchdowns, 0 fumbles, and 5 yards per carry. He absolutely tore up the league, being 2nd in rushing yards and 5th in touchdowns. He would be helped by Eli Manning and Odell Beckham Jr., both in their last seasons with the team. Going from the 2nd overall pick to the 1st overall pick, we have Baker Mayfield, quarterback of the Browns. In his debut season, he had 3,856 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 15 turnovers, all in just 14 games. He was 17th in passing yards, 11th in touchdowns, and 5th in interceptions. Of course, being a Browns quarterback, he wasn't able to do much with the season and finished outside of the playoff picture, but he showed tons of potential, and surely he wouldn't become an MVP candidate for a different team about 5 years down the line. And surely the guy who actually wanted Saquon Barkley become a franchise player for the team that drafted him, right? 2017 showed a much closer race, which Alvin Kamara won just barely. This was a strange season considering Kamara didn't lead his team in any category. In classic Kamara fashion, he recorded 1,554 total yards, with 728 being on the ground and 826 being in the air, and 13 touchdowns with 8 on the ground and 5 in the air. He was 26th in rushing yards, 6th in rushing touchdowns, 29th in receiving yards, and 37th in receiving touchdowns. He was the backup to running back Mark Ingram, who had more yards and touchdowns on the ground than him, while Michael Thomas beat him in receiving stats. From a confusing season to a purely dominant one, Kareem Hunt, with the 3rd-round pick by the Kansas City Chiefs, burst on the scene with 1,782 total yards and 11 total touchdowns. He led the entire NFL in rushing yards and was 6th in rushing touchdowns. This was behind the quarterbacking of Alex Smith the year that Mahomes was drafted, where he sat on the bench and would soon take over the following year. Hunt was an absolute demon and became the soul of the team for that year, and was absolutely destructive to every team who played him, and this was in one of the eras with some of the best defenses. 2016 was an absolutely insane year for this award because the top 2 contestants were on the same team. The winner was Dak Prescott, who was needed after a cycle of quarterbacks for the team the previous year. The 4th-round pick had 3,949 total yards and 29 total touchdowns opposed to only 4 turnovers. This put him 19th in passing yards, 15th in passing touchdowns, and 35th in interceptions. While he had great ball security, I don't think he had a better season than the runner-up. Their 1st-round pick, Ezekiel Elliott, recorded what I see as a better season. He had 1,994 total yards and 16 total touchdowns, where he looked like the best running back in the National Football League. He was 1st in rushing yards and 3rd in rushing touchdowns, dominating the league. He earned first team All-Pro honors and helped Dak Prescott lead their team to a 13-3 record atop the NFC. They made it all the way to the divisional round before losing, and people attributed that to the leader of the offense, the quarterback, Dak Prescott, the reason that he won the award. But Ezekiel Elliott put up way better stats compared to people in his position. Our final year is a fun one, with Todd Gurley, the legend, the shortcoming due to injury, one of the best running backs we've ever seen, winning the award. He accumulated 1,292 total yards and 10 touchdowns in his rookie year. He was third in rushing yards and fifth in rushing touchdowns, helping his offense win 7 games despite no quarterback having more than 2,100 yards. The runner-up to the most likable offensive rookie of the year race yet was Jameis Winston with the first overall pick by the Buccaneers. Winston tallied 4,255 total yards and 28 total touchdowns opposed to 16 turnovers. Winston's turnover problem prevented him from winning the award, but these two are two of the most likable players in NFL history. But that is going to wrap up the video, everybody. If you want me to do a defensive version of this, tell me in the comments. And if you want something else, tell me that too. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, and I will see you guys in the next one. By the way, I'm trying out a different style where I don't yap so much and I just say stats. Tell me if you like that in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one. Jameis Winston forever.